you stand on the threshold of devotion. A question weighs upon your heart, a ripple in the ocean. This interview will determine the pathway of your fate, your life's companion, your Kele, your mate.
To many of the men of Estolia gifted to see the aura of their Kele, it is an element of attraction, a special gift, a way for deity to guide them. The aura is the visual manifestation of the soul of a man's Kele, revealed for him to see. When a man can see his future wife's aura, his soul itself recognizes its future home. Viewing the aura is that which occurs when a man is fully in tune with his soul and listens to what it says. Not every man listens, but every soul recognizes its home. Theobaldo Reginald Zakarian, Capitulo 87.
Gregory dismounted, passing Tribeca's reins over to a handy acolyte. He watched as she was led away. She was getting a little fat, he thought. He heard a horse cantering up and swiveled in time to see Theo dismounting. Another acolyte approached and took Theo's horse's bridle. Theo strode briskly over to where Gregory was standing.
"How are you doing, Theo?"
Gregory asked. Theo looked strained and distant. Gregory wished he did not ask. When he did respond, however, he sounded as amiable as ever.
I am doing well, Gregory. Like you, my 30th birthday is in 3 days.
"Do you think that is why your father summoned us to the temple?"
Gregory asked him, as they both ascended the stairs to the impressive double-doored entrance.
I am certain of it, Gregory,
Theo said. They walked quietly through the doors and went to the office of the keeper. Once they were in the office, Xavier looked up from the paperwork on his desk and smiled at his son and his nephew.
"Come in and have a seat,"
he said, gesturing to the conference table. Gregory waited until his uncle had wheeled his chair to the head of the conference table before he sat down. It always seemed coincidental that he and Theo shared a birthday, and their older brothers were only 1 week apart.
You wish to ask if either of us have encountered our Kele?
Theo stated. Xavier nodded, his attention mostly centered on Gregory rather than Theo.
"Have you?"
Gregory felt self-conscious. He knew who he wanted to keep his soul. When he was supposed to be the keeper, he would have expected to see her aura, but now that he was just an ordinary Estolian, he wasn't sure if he still had to see an aura for her to be the correct woman.
"I have seen no aura,"
he admitted in answer to his uncle's question.
"but that doesn't mean that I don't know who I wish to gift my soul unto."
He felt belligerent. If Xavier told him he couldn't have her, he wasn't sure he would accept that verdict.
"The key in a situation like this is whether or not she wishes to accept your soul,"
Xavier said. He glanced towards his son briefly before saying,
"Nearly all the women born in Estolia find the man whose soul they keep amongst the men born here. But perhaps 15 to 20% of Estolian men do not find their Kele on the island. In those situations, it is typical, even critical, for them to be gifted with the aura. How else would they know if she would be capable of keeping their soul and accept the teachings of Zacharias? The aura is in place to help in those situations. It's not universal. There've even been—"
He paused and leaned backwards in his wheeled chair before finishing.
3 or 4 monarchs who didn't see the aura.
Gregory frowned and glanced from Theo to Xavier.
"Bethany isn't Estolian,"
he stated.
"I know she is right for me. Deity has whispered consistently in my ear and told me she is mine, and I am hers from the moment I met her, just after Sebastian and I both abdicated."
He didn't add the fact that since her accident, she had been distant from him. Nor did he share his deep-seated fear that she did not reciprocate his feelings, or that she had found someone to give the gift of her purity during her absence. His gut congealed every time he considered if she would reject him. Xavier said,
"Before she left on her commission, you spent a good amount of time with her. I saw more than once when you kissed her. Did you, Gregory, take her purity?"
Gregory sat upright, staring at his uncle, shocked at the question. His eyes met his uncle's as he responded,
"I've kissed Bethany Danielson. I've dreamed of doing more, but always I've respected the woman that she is, and the woman she can be. I have known since I first met her that I wanted to give my soul into her keeping."
When his uncle was silent, he added formally,
As the son of the king, I say unto you that I have always treated Bethany Danielson in all ways consistent with any daughter of Estoliana. I have honored and protected her virtue.
Xavier looked convinced but still solemn.
And have you, Gregory, given her the attention since her return that you so freely gave her prior to her departure?
I was afraid of being tempted beyond my ability to control,
He admitted.
so I have kept her a little more distant.
Xavier smiled at that.
I believe you'll find real happiness with Bethany.
He grew serious.
I sent her on that commission because at the time she had only two choices. Without it, she would have either left Estolia for good or given her purity to you before you turned 30. Sending her away was the only way I could safeguard your future happiness, even if it cost you those 7 months of sorrow.
We have the sanction of the church.
He asked his uncle. Xavier nodded.
If you can wait until your birthday, then yes, the church gives its blessing. I would advise you not to be alone with Bethany, but do make time to share your feelings with her. I think this has been especially hard for her. She knows much of what our faith teaches about marriage, but I do not think she has ever matched that with how hesitant you have been. She needs to know you care, and more than that, Gregory, she needs to believe you truly want a child with her. I cannot say why that matters so much to her.
Xavier's brow furrowed.
Can you speak openly with her, while still keeping others nearby?
Gregory nodded. He did not need an aura, and he would claim the woman he had fallen in love with more than 18 months ago. Xavier turned his attention to his son, and his voice was gentle when he asked,
And you, Theo?
Theo closed his eyes and lifted his chin. He took a deep, calming breath, followed by several others.
From the moment her wounds were freed from the enclosing bandages that obscured her face, I have been enthralled by the extraordinary beauty of Georgiana's soul.
Xavier nodded.
I have ordered that the royal suite and the companion suite be prepared for 3 nights hence.
The weight of this great vow, to honor her, to hold her dear, here and now, once joined to be together, to share every breath, to always keep her close, and to follow her in.